Hey y'all, it's Natalie for A Cherry on Top Crafts today, and I am using the new Music Notes collection by Photoplay Paper. I got the whole collection pack, so it's got 2 of each pattern and a 12 by 12 sticker sheet. And I'm also using some cut files from the Cherry on Top store that are called film strips. I'm going to document my son's first band concert. You can see him, the large photo is him holding his euphonium. And I just had to do a little doctoring on my cut file only because I tried to cut it on too small of a piece of paper and then it got all tangled up on my mat. So disregard that. But I have 2 film strips that will hold photos about 2 by 3 in each size. And I'm trying to pick my background paper here. And I think about using this white paper, and it has staff lines on it for music notes, but I think I'm gonna go more with this turquoise paper, and it's got some muted music notes in the background. I like the way that looks. I welded together a font to make that title piece heavy metal, and the title is going to be I Play Heavy Metal. I thought that was a funny pun because he's playing a giant metal instrument. He rolled his eyes when I told him that. And I did the cut file a little bit larger and only one frame of it to frame the larger 3 by 4 photo of Heath. And I cut it down a little bit. So I'm making a frame also on the background. I'll do a big piece of white. I'm gonna, pro tip, try to rough up the edges of your paper before you add all your adhesive to it. But I meant to do that and then I forgot before I added my adhesive. So that's what you see me doing here. And I'm just going to sit that in the middle of the white cardstock. So you'll have a nice bright white frame. And then this black sheet will also peek out around that lovely teal turquoise paper there. And I'm going to rough up the edges of that as well. And that just kind of helps soften up the solid looking darker background here. I'm also I just grabbed this little stamp. It's like a crosshairs hatch little pattern stamp, and I'm using my Brutus Monroe pigment ink and white to just add a little bit of texture to the edges, and that will kind of tie into the white background paper. So it's very nicely matted there. And as I was saying before, I have 2 film strips with 4 each of about a 2 by 3 size, and that's in inches. And one of those I'll put 4 photos, and then the other one I will use, there you go, to house some of the beautiful pattern papers. So I love this collection. I love the colors in it. But on each B side is a pattern that you could totally use even if you weren't doing a layout about music. There's like a wood grain, that staff note paper, that just look like the lines. You have that lovely plaid there. I'm really a big fan of this collection. It's very nice. So on my cut file title, I decided to do some ink blending in an ombre technique. So I got Spice Marmalade, Fossilized Amber, and Aged Mahogany. And those were colors that I kind of picked out mostly from that plaid paper that you can see on there. And I'm just doing some ink blending. I'm dabbing my blending brushes on there so as not to rip my title that I have already cut out. Another option could be to do the ink blending before you cut it out on your Cricut. But it worked out nicely, and now I'm just putting some water over it so that it oxidizes, because these are distress oxides, and so it will kind of pull up some of the color and give it a very nice distressed look, which is fun. And then I also went in with my favorite Delusions white linen spray, and I'm putting splatter on the background. So this white linen spray is really nice. It will sit on top of your colored cardstock and not blend in too much, so you'll be able to see the white. And I actually go back at the end and add a little bit more because I like the way that it looks, and I have a lot of empty space over here in the top right. So I'm going to put my title here. I'm going to combine it with some of the Alphabet Soup white alphas from Doodlebug, and so the whole title is going to say I Play Heavy Metal. And I like to use those little alphas because I thought that helped bring out the pops of white. So I have a little bit of white in my backing of the cut file, and then of course around the edges, and now I have that white splatter, so I'm really liking those pops. I just use a few of the stickers from the 12 by 12 sticker sheet that come in the Music Notes collection. I liked that piece because it matched kind of the colors I was going with here. And then I used the Music Notes and a couple stars that were on the page, and then I'm going to kind of combine those sprinkled around the page with my splatters and sequins and gems. So that's kind of going to be the end of bringing the page in as a cohesive unit. So you can see I have some black gems from Paint Fresh Studio along with some sequins pulled from my stash that match the collection. And so you'll just see me here dotting bits of glue with my Nuva adhesive and using a gem picker to pick everything up. And I will sprinkle these gems and sequins amongst the splatter and bring them in sort of a visual triangle. So we'll go from the top right to the middle of the left and then back down to the bottom left. And they will kind of create and draw your eye in a triangular pattern to give a very nice cohesive look, kind of pointing your eye to the elements on the page that I want you to look in the order. They're saying, hey, look over here first at this photo and this title, then look down here at these photos with the journaling. And that's it. So I'm on the Cherry on Top blog today. I will link down below with my affiliate links for all these products, but you can see them on the blog as well with all the links. I'll put that link down below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'd love it if you'd like and subscribe. Bye, y'all.